Hey folks, welcome back to the channel Horns, Claws and Stories. Today we're gonna discuss multiple topics, one of them being really important in my opinion, as I saw community flare up about it as recent AI stuff popped up, and there are a lot of negative feedbacks. So we're gonna touch on that later down in the video. But first of all, let me introduce you to my new companion, guy whose name I still haven't remember, Arashea. He's actually still here, but I won't be using him for roleplay purposes. As stated before, he used to be Tao's oldest companion, but we're gonna play it off as him being released. I'm gonna actually still keep him around. I'm not actually going to release the beast. I'm gonna keep him around in case I change my mind, but the official story that I'm gonna go with is that we just venture on to Mulgore, and on the plains I let him go. I just released him, right? So whenever I feel need to go ahead and search for him again, he's gonna be in Mulgore, so I can just roam around and stumble upon him, and then I can just get him back. The whole idea is like he's old. I don't want to make him go through all of the adventures with me anymore. So that's gonna be our official in-character story. Unofficially, the reason why I choose to dismiss Kodo and pick up terror attacks is one cool in-game mechanic that I haven't considered. So when you have this guy, pet's passive is updraft, alright, but it's exotic. You have to be a beastmaster for it. So what it does, if you go and create macro, I have not many, but like if you go cast disengage and cast updraft exotic ability, but it has to be like no space in between updraft then exotic ability. Here's what it does. Let me make sure that it's gonna cast. Alright, so basically it makes your disengage a lot longer due to the updraft. For example, let me give you one extreme example. Here we go. Like, look. And there's no way, as long as I have this pet beside me, I'm not taking any fall damage. And that's good for PvP, for PvE. I mean, I literally don't see where that can be bad. And let's wait for 5 more seconds. Let me show you, like when I do a typical animation. Like, let's say you're trying to kite, but for let's not do it downhill. Let's find some flat area. Alright, so let's say I'm trying to kite this guard. I'm gonna go back, but although when you're kiting you should always try to run forward, because when you're running backwards you're significantly slower. But look at this. Shoot, it was a bridge. Anyway, updraft makes it so your actual range is significantly longer, and I'm gonna show you again as soon as the cooldown goes down. So this sort of pet is really useful for both content, and yeah, I really like how it looks with Zandalari markings and everything. I don't mind Zandalari markings because it fits Tao's theme. Here we go. Alright, significantly more. And if you decide to like jump before using the disengage, it gets you even further. Anyway, the whole idea of him being exotic pet or exotic pelt trader, this kind of makes sense. And I'm going off with a story that he got him off of trade recently, and he doesn't actually have him fully trained yet, so pet can be disobedient, adding to another level of immersion, right? So let's try again that jump. Look at that range. We started from over here. Like, this is great for kiting, both for outside the world content and PvE, PvP, whatever. Anyway, the story is gonna be like, hey, I went to Zulazar, to the Golden City, and I just traded something that I'm not comfortable sharing with. Something was traded, I got this guy back. I'm okay with people assuming that I traded Arashea for him. That's fair. Anyway, that's the first part of the video, introducing a new pet. His name is Akhech, something like that. Just slapped my keyboard, got whatever I got, and yeah, it is what it is. So he's gonna be actually called the Bird, just because I'm really bad with the name, and like you can see his official title being the Bird. Like, it is what it is. I even adjusted one of the glances because this was like Totem and Kodo. I adjusted it so it says the Bird, right? Anyway, second part of the video. We really need to address AI issue. I've talked about it shortly on my TikTok. I don't think I posted on YouTube Shorts, but we have a really big issue with AI stuff. Well, in my opinion, AI stuff is not much of an issue, but people's community's reaction to AI is kind of, unhealthy hate, because you have to consider who is actually using AI to do their stuff, right? So let's say, for example, you're working for 8 hours, you just want to go, you come home, you want to relax with some role play. Again, role play is least competitive scene in whole World of Warcraft. It's easily accessible, you can do whatever you want, you can immerse yourself, forget about your daily problems on work or financial problems, or whatever. So it's a good way to immerse yourself and actually have some fun. And you don't want all of the stress of like having to write this perfect story. You don't have to worry about people liking you or something. You just want to have your like basic characters. You literally want to get template of something that's already done. Like, you don't want to go through the struggles of actually creating your own character. You would like to have like basic warrior, basic hunter, or whatever. So you just have like, oh, I'm this guy, I picked up the sword, and now we're here. That's perfectly fine. Mercenary, contract hunters, or whatever, that's pretty fair. So instead of going in depth and creating your character with all of the details, thinking about the name or whatever, you decide to use ChatGPT or other sort of AI to do that. And that's, in my opinion, perfectly fine. So as long as you're open about it, as long as you don't have anything to hide, like, I don't see a reason why not to do that. That's a time saver. It can get you quicker into the game, and later when you feel more comfortable, you can add your own stuff. Because remember, AI prompts have to be somewhat taken care of, because you're not gonna have AI like, hey, write me a whole character concept in World of Warcraft War Within. I want to be Thorin Hunter, right? Write me everything from first word, first letter to the last one, right? That's not gonna be the good profile, right? So you still have to give him some details. You have to give him some idea, like, hey, I want Thorin Hunter, but make it so that he's like a planeswalker on Mulgore. Make it so that he likes to run up and down mountains. He likes to breed Kodos. He's like Kodo tamer or something. I don't even know. Just, you have to give him something. You have to give something to AI so it can work for you, right? So don't just brush off like, oh, he's using AI. He has no idea what he wants to play or something. That's unfair. And even if that's the case, that's still not a good reason for you to exclude someone from roleplay. We have to be including everyone. That's simply how it is. That's simply the fair part, right? Sometimes you have the second part of the AI. Let's just forget. Total roleplay 3. If you're using AI to build it up, that's fair. I do have to say, you have to make sure to check all of the signs, because AI is known to be using a lot of dash markers, but I saw people call them M dash markers, something like that. Basically, they're using longer lines that you would usually use in your writing. So even if you are using AI, try to mask it, try to use it like, let AI write everything for you. That's fair. But then go ahead and adjust text as if you wrote it. Just go ahead and edit few stuff out, make it sound natural, make it sound somewhat normal, or if you don't, again, I'm still gonna play with you. I don't really mind AI, so it is what it is. The second part of the story, why AI is actually got people revolting, is that on the server, you have plenty of talented artists, plenty of really good people who are kind of making their buck drawing your character, helping you immerse yourself. Let's say I have this epic scene of my guy Tao and his new pet Akhex or whatever, the bird. I should really rename him, but it is what it is. Let's say I want to get like cinematic of this exact picture, like big totem in the background. I have him, he'll stretch his wings and like cover me from the rain or something. I don't even know. I have like this idea in my mind and I want this picture like hand drawn. I want to have this art piece that I can like use it as my desktop wallpaper. I can use it as my mobile phone wallpaper or whatever. That's perfectly fine. But you have to take into consideration that not everyone can actually go ahead and afford commissions. Now let's get real for a second. If you're working in, if you're underpaid, if you have family of, I don't know, 3, 4, whatever, you have your wife, you have your kids, you're not paid enough to be able to afford 100 euros of drawing or 150 euros or even 50 euros of that price, because you're already paying for a subscription and you're running low on budget. It doesn't mean that you don't respect the actual commissioners, the actual artists, right? So you have to understand, if you ever see someone using AI art, it doesn't mean that they are trying to discredit the actual artists. As long as the label, like when you go, I'm not the guy to use it. I'm not the guy to go ahead and put this like, oh, find art here and then post link, because if you go here you can do image, no, not image, sorry, you can go link and just put your photo from online and then your text. We did this the previous time. Anyway, you know how to do it. I'm not the guy to do it, because I respect people's work. I do make pictures with AI for myself, for my own liking, for my own immersion. I'm guilty as charged. But I'm not gonna go ahead and like post picture like, oh guys, check this out, this is my like character or something. I'm gonna do that in Discord. Don't get me wrong. I'm gonna be like, oh, look what AI made, like funny picture of my character. That's perfectly fine. But I'm not gonna go ahead and like show it in Total Roleplay 3. You could do that. It shouldn't be a problem, but you should label your text when you go here. Let's say you want to create a link. Where it is here. Okay, your URL fair, but this like portrait made by AI, because that's fair. You're letting people know you're open about it. It is made by AI. It is what it is. I'm aware that I'm using AI. You might not like it. You don't have to click on it. Doesn't mean we can't be friends. That's what I'm basically saying. So there's that. And to actually show you like that I'm really doing it, like here you go. I can put my like window with ChatGPT here. Alright, let me just hide my bookmarks. Anyway, like ChatGPT window right here. I'm guilty as charged. I did use that stuff. Here you go, Vecron. Here you go, like this can all be found on TikTok posts. I have plenty of stuff. I'm not gonna scroll through too much. Like there are certain stuff there like Warhammer, and I'm not gonna get into this one. But yeah, I mean, I understand why people do it, because I'm one of the people who do it. And so far I didn't have issue with anyone calling me out like, oh, that's an AI or this is that or that. Like, even if it is like, so what? Literally, so what? Let's just roleplay. Let's have our fun together. I respect you being a good writer. I expect you, I respect you being a good artist, but it doesn't mean that I have same skills, or that I'm even, that I can afford it or something. So I'm just getting completely honest with you here, and that's just what it is. AI is okay as long as you're open about it, as long as you're not lying to people like, oh no, I hand drew this, or I made this in the program. Okay, you did made it, but make sure to tell them like the program you made it in, it's ChatGPT or Gemini or whatever. So Again, one side shouldn't be quick to disregard people based on usage of AI, and the other party should be open about using AI. So, as simple as that. Just go ahead and, it's okay, do your stuff, but do admit, like, that's completely fair. Anyway, those were the topics that I wanted to touch on this video. By the way, one more thing. I'm not sure if this should be a separate video, but look, I'm already level 78. And I'm probably gonna make a short guide how to get from level 0 to level 80 to max level in quickest time possible. Let's go play it. I played this guy for 19 hours, but you have to take into consideration that I've actually recorded video with him and just did my own stuff. Basically, there's this thing called time walking dungeon. Actually, I'm just gonna show you here. I'm not gonna make a separate video on this. If you go into time walking dungeons, you get significant level of experience. You have to track calendar to see when do you have like time walking dungeons, because it's usually not every single week, but I did notice them frequently. It used to be every second week, but now it seems like it's just there. Like, look, time walking, time walking, time walking. I don't even know. Basically, what time walking does, it gives you 1 level per dungeon plus some extra experience. You find yourself having to do dungeon that's like 15ish minutes long, and then you have like 150 of your experience for that level. And in time, instead of having to do 70 dungeons to get to level 70, you'll actually have to do 50 dungeons to get to level 70. It's really quick, and you get to know your class because you're actually going through dungeons, throwing the spells, checking to see whichever, what spell does what, which is okay, and it helps you connect with your character. But it brings me to the other point. I don't even know who uses the level booster from the shop. Like this is significant price. I don't even know who actually goes ahead and does it in the world where you have time walking dungeons. So leveling is easy. Leveling is, if you have 5 to 6 hours of your life, you can get your character to max level, or even quicker if you're a healer or a tank, because you don't have like those long queue times. So yeah, time walking dungeons. I'm likely to make another video going in depth on this. Perhaps even starting a new character just for sake of showing you how quick the leveling is. And yeah, perhaps one day we'll stream the whole character journey from 1 to 80. Alright, that'll be all for this video. Again, don't be quick to judge people based on AI, and if you're using AI, make sure to be open about it. And that's about it. Thank you so much, folk. Have a great day. Bye.